Hey, what's up, guys? It is the Cypher Slacker back at him with another video. Real quick, before we get started, I just want to express, if you haven't seen my latest deck profile, go watch that real quick. It's only 3-4 minutes long. But I just want to express to you guys that this is both a TCG and a Master Duel deck profile. So if you play one or the other, you should be able to play this. However, with Master Duel players, I know that pot is only at 1, so you would sub out 2 copies of pot for 1 liquid and 1 solid. Easy enough, fair enough. So, without further ado, my dudes, we're going to go ahead and shuffle up here, and we are going to deal. This is a 40-card deck. It is pretty consistent, but again, I feel like this deck still suffers from the fact that we don't have a good normal summon. Yes, you're going to tell me Stratos is a great normal summon. It is in Hero. In Neos, it is decent because it doesn't do everything that we need it to do. Like, if you summon Stratos, you can search Ferris, and then you can pretty much have access to your entire engine. Whereas we don't have that ability. We don't have that because we have Ferris, but we have Ferris in a spell form, which is pretty much what EN Engage Neospace is. So, alright guys, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started. I'm going to start with the Fusion Deployment. Fusion Deployment is going to get us to a copy of our Neospatian Aqua Dolphin. After we get out into that, we are going to go ahead and pitch one from hand and take a look at our opponent's hand. Obviously, we're only trying to hand trap snipe. We're actually going to go ahead and pitch the Blaze Man. After we pitch that Blaze Man, we are going to normal summon the Stratos. After we normal summon the Stratos, we are going to get a search. And I'm thinking we get another Stratos because we are going to want something that is not a light monster. And you'll see why that matters in a second. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to EN shuffle. We're going to take the Stratos back into the deck. And we're going to special out a copy of Spirit of Neos. After he gets out, you're going to go ahead and grab the EN Engage Neospace. After you do that, you're going to go ahead and fire it off. Activate Neospace. EN Engage Neospace, sending the Shadow Mist. And I don't know, who else do we want to send? We need to send maybe like Grand Mole. Grand Mole's good. And then off of the Engage, we are going to get into a copy of Dark Panther. Then we're going to grab the Poly from our deck to our hand as it resolves, because we won't have any onboard effects. Typically, when you activate this, you resolve Engage first, and then you go Spirit, and then if you sent the Shadow Mist, you activate that then. But we have nothing to activate like that, so we're going to go ahead and we are going to get the Poly. I'm going to use Spirit of Neos as effect to go back into my deck and special out a copy of the Vanilla Neos. After I get out into a copy of Vanilla Neos, I'm going to activate Poly between my Stratos and Neos. And we're going to make a copy of the Infernal Rage. On Summon, Infernal Rage is going to get us our trap. And we're going to go ahead and tribute the Infernal Rage to summon out a copy of Sunrise. Sunrise is going to go ahead and get us to a copy of Miracle Fusion. And because we did not need to go into Divine Neos, because we were able to get to our Neospatians with what we had in hand, we're going to go ahead and fire off the Miracle Fusion. And we are going to banish the Infernal Rage and the OG Neos. And we are going to get a copy of Shining Neos Wingman on our board. We're going to go ahead and set the favorite contact, and we're going to pass turn to our opponent. Our opponent's standby phase, we're going to activate favorite contact, taking 1, 2, 3, 4, returning it to the bottom of our deck, and we are going to summon out. This is banished. I don't want you guys to think that that's like on the field. We're going to summon out a copy of Cosmo Neo. So our opponent's now not going to be able to activate monster effects on the field, or spell or trap effects. Any effect on field cannot be activated when he gets summoned. You cannot respond to his summon, so you can't you can't Veiler or Impermit. So yeah, my opponent's pretty much going to have to set cards. They can activate things from hand that go to graveyard, and then they can activate in the graveyard, but they just simply cannot activate things on the field. That's very important to note. So guys, what we're probably going to do is we're going to end up potentially OTKing our opponent next turn, because the odds are they won't be able to set up much of a board. So we are going to go ahead and look at another hand. We're going to shuffle up and deal. All right, guys. Well, that's a solid hand. So, what we are going to be looking at here is we have Blazeman, we have Spirit. We can actually take a different route if we wanted to. And sometimes it's beneficial to do that. Sometimes not so much. But what we can do is we can set up the Shining Neo Swingman, backed up by the counter trap, which is typically a pretty decent play. It's not as explosive, you know, as the other one. But for sake of argument, let's just go for Cosmo Neos, because I mean it's typically better. We're gonna go Rhoda. Rhoda's gonna get us to the Cross Keep. We're gonna go E-Call. E-Call is gonna get us to the Shadow Mist. So we did not really find any way with this hand to insulate against hand traps. So we don't have a fusion deployment. We don't have a way to get out Aqua Dolphin at the moment. So I mean this hand sadly is Troll Bait and Ash Bait. If it gets hit by one, I mean we can potentially recover, but as of right now, we're gonna just start firing off. We're gonna go Cross Keeper, who's gonna get out into Spirit. Spirit's gonna grab us a copy of EN Engage Neo Space. Send that to grave. We are going to activate the EN, which is going to send the Shadow Mist and send a Neospatium from deck to grave. We're going to send, let's say, the Dark Panther. And then we're going to go ahead and special out the copy of Aqua Dolphin. We are then going to grab off of Shadow Mist, and we did not normal summon yet, so we're going to grab the copy of Stratos. And I forgot to grab a copy of Poly. So you should be grabbing Folly first, because EN Engage will resolve before those two chains happen. Alright. Well, not two chains. Shadow Mist is the only chain, because we're summoning Aqua Dolphin and not Spirit. So, alright guys, we're going to go ahead and we're going to normal the Stratos. Stratos is going to get us to a copy of Prisma. Going to add Prisma to the hand. We're going to... Oh, I can't fire off Spirit because I have regular in hand. So I'm going to go ahead and go Aqua Dolphin and send this Prisma. Attempt to look at my opponent's hand, see what they have, and then snatch a hand trap or a potential combo starter. And then we're going to fire off the Polymerization. I'm going to save Blazeman for a follow-up. I'm going to fire these two off. We are going for the Infernal Rage. On summon, he searches our trap card. We're going to send him to grave, and we're going to get out into Sunrise, who's going to search us the Miracle. After we get out into the Sunrise... Oh, I'm going to put him in attack. I hate putting Sunrise in defense. It just sucks. After we do that, I'm actually going to activate the Crosskeeper from grave to banish him and draw 2 cards, and then return 1 potential card to my hand. You know what? I'm going to send back the Blazeman just in case our board gets wiped and then, you know, we don't have anything. All right, we're going to activate the Miracle Fusion. We're going to send the Aqua, the Infernal Rage, the Stratos, the Neos, and the Dark Panther. Probably wondering, what in the heck can you summon with all of those materials? Well, I'll tell you, it's Divine Neos. Divine Neos is going to banish 1 from our grave. We're going to banish the Prisma. And Divine Neos inherits his effect, which is going to allow Divine Neos to send the Grand Mole from deck to grave. We're going to shuffle up here. We are going to set our trap, and we're going to end our turn. During our opponent's standby phase, we're going to flip the trap, activate Favorite Contact, And that is going to shuffle back 1, 2, 3. These 4 into our deck. And that's going to allow us to get out into a copy of Cosmo Neos. So, like I said, if you haven't been paying attention, this card is pretty much a turn skip. Summon them out. That's going to stop your opponent from being able to activate monsters, spells, or traps on the field. They can activate things in grave. Oh, sorry. They can activate things in hand, but inherently they won't really be able to play much of the game unless their deck does that. So I'm going to showcase one more test hand. A lot of these are going first because I feel like it's Cosmo Neos. You pretty much want to go first. You can go second. I don't know. I feel like I've tried a lot of go second builds with this, and I just always settle on Cosmo Neos. Like I've tried the Arm Neos build. It just nothing really feels as good as this. Like that feels nostalgic. Like the Arm, I don't know why, but Arm Neos feels more nostalgic than this. But this just feels better, like as a duelist. So, all right, guys. 1 Grand Mole, 1 Rhoda. Hero Lives, Miracle Fusion, and what? EN Shuffle. Okay, so we're going to start off. We're going to fire off the Hero Lives. We're going to get out and do a copy of Stratos, who's actually, ironically enough, going to search us a copy of Stratos. I know that's weird, right? If you think about it. Well, why? It doesn't matter, because Stratos can actually search himself. A lot of searchers can't. Modern searchers are restricted to kind of searching outside of themselves, which is really ironic. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to EN shuffle him back into the deck. And that's going to get us out into Spirit. Spirit's going to search us for EN Engage Neo Space. After we activate that, we're going to normal summon out the Stratos. The Stratos will search us for a Shadow Mist. And we're going to fire off the Engage with the Mist. Actually, I forgot I have Grand Mo in hand. I think instead of searching Mist, I'm gonna actually search Prisma, because I forgot I had Grand Mo in hand. So I'm gonna actually send these, and then that will send the Shadow Mist to get us another search. So we're actually going to go ahead and search here for a Spirited Neos for a follow-up play. And then the EN Engage Neo Space is going to get us out into the Aqua Dolphin. I'm going to activate the Rhoda. Rhoda is going to go ahead and get us to a copy of Crosskeeper, which I'm going to use Aqua Dolphin's effect to pitch the Crosskeeper. Look at my opponent's hand, snipe a potential hand trap. And then after I do that, I'm going to go ahead and send the Spirited Neos back to deck, get out into the Vanilla Neos, and I'm going to activate the Poly. Oh, that I forgot to grab off of EN Engage. I'm going to activate the Poly, fusing these two together, and I'm going to make Infernal Rage. Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2, Banish, draws me 2 cards, and then I get to put 1 back in deck. Oh, I drew a Neospatian. So let me see here. So now I don't have to go for... Okay, cool. I'm actually going to shuffle back the E-Call. That's going to go back in the deck, and then that's going to search me the favorite contact off of him. I'm going to send him to grave to get out into the Sunrise. Sunrise is... Oh, wait a minute. We already have Miracle. That's fine. I'm still going to get into Sunrise, but I don't get a search off of this because... I have the Miracle in hand. I should have put that back. That was a minor misplay, but it's really non-consequential. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead. We're going to Miracle Fuse. And normally I would go for the Divine Neos, but right here we're just going to go for a copy of Shining because we can. So we're going to get out into that, and then we're going to do that. We're going to set this, and then, I mean, this was actually a really decent hand because, one, we have Prisma for follow-up. We also have Spirited Neos. We can special that out if, like, say something happens. Say our board gets broken somehow. I don't know how it's going to happen because in our opponent's standby phase, we're going to go favorite contact. We're going to shuffle back 1, 2, 3, 4 back into my deck. And then after we do that, we are going to storm the board with Cosmo Neos. Cosmo Neos lock is going to happen, and my opponent's probably going to scoop. If they don't, they can play through it. Good for them. GG. Outplay me. That's fine. But then if we were to get attacked, we've got Spirit. And then next turn, we've got Prisma. Not like Prisma's like that amazing, but, you know. Guys, this is the deck. This is what I've been having a lot of fun with online, in person. Please like, comment, subscribe if you're considering being a channel member. If you've made it this far, if you want to become a channel member, please do so. Link to the Discord is in the description. Guys, Cypher Slacker out.